أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. So we are learning about fragments and we have learned 4 fragments so far. Inshallah today we will revise all 4 of them. Okay, anybody knows the names of the 4 fragments we have done? Anybody who has taken this the class first time? Anybody knows the names of the 4 fragments? Raise your hand if you know that. Nobody? Brother Arshad, what do you think? Do you know the
So,
names of the
yeah,
4 fragments?
I try. Mudaf alay,
Mm-hmm.
Sifa Mawsuf,
Mm-hmm.
and the third one was ish, uh, Ishara,
Jar.
Jar Majroor,
Mm-hmm.
and the following Ishara Mashroor.
No, no, no.
No,
Ismul Ishara.
Ismul Ishara.
Ismul Ishara, Musharun ilay.
Ismul Ishara Musharun alay.
Yeah, Ismul Ishara, Musharun ilay. Thank you, Brother Arshad. Thank you. So the first one, as Brother Arshad told us, is Mudaf ilay. Okay. In the simplest form, I have a Mudaf ilay, which looks like a Mudaf ilay. We will see. So there are 2 words which are next to each other. If the first one is Mudaf, how many conditions it has to meet? Ajia.
Um, the first word has to meet 2 conditions.
All right. What are they?
Um, it like it has to be church dance,
No,
and
no,
oh no,
no.
that's the second word.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
the first one, it can't have an L at the beginning,
And
and it has to be light.
very good. Good job. It is always light. It has to be light. And it cannot start with an al, the additional al. Okay. And how about the second word, Ajia?
It has to be in jar status.
Okay. So when this happens, what we call that pair of words?
Mudaf ilay.
Yeah. So 3 conditions. 2 conditions for the first word and 1 condition for the second word. And when these conditions are met, we say that pair of words is ah,
Mudaf ilay.
mudaf ilay. Very good. Good job, Ajia. Very nice. So there were a few more things. Uh, so Rasulullah means messenger of Allah. Rasul means messenger. And we put an off between the two most of the time. There are a few more things that we learned. This is very, very important. First of thing, whenever a pronoun is attached to an ism, that pronoun is always in jar status. You should memorize this. Okay? So whenever a pronoun is attached to an ism, it makes a fragment. The pronoun and the ism, when they come together, they make a fragment. And that fragment is called mudaf ilay. All right, remember this. Whenever a pronoun is attached to an ism, that pronoun is in jar status, and the resulting fragment is called mudaf ilayhi. Like kitabuhu, kitabuhum, kitabuka, kitabukum, like those. The status of mudaf is the status of mudaf ilayhi. For example, over here in Rasulullahi, the status of Rasul is rafa. Therefore, the status of the whole mudaf ilayhi Rasulullahi is also rafa. If it was Rasulillahi, then the status of the whole mudaf will be jar. And if it was Rasulallahi, then the status of the whole mudaf ilayhi will be nasab. So whatever is the status of mudaf is the status of the whole mudaf ilayhi. And type. Whatever is the type of mudaf ilayhi is the type of mudaf as well. So if mudaf ilayhi is proper, Mudaf is also proper. If mudaf ilayhi is common, the mudaf is also common. So this type of mudaf depends on the type of mudaf ilayhi. If mudaf ilayhi is proper, then mudaf is also proper. If mudaf ilayhi is common, the mudaf is common. So remember this. This inshallah will help us a lot in learning Quran. So this is a summary of what we had learned in mudaf ilayh. In addition to this, there were five special nouns. We learned when any of these five special nouns, when they are used as mudaf, we just making them light or using them in their light form is not sufficient. You have to add a waw or an alif or a ya to it, like abun, akhun, hamun, famun, and zu. So we know this already. Like Abu Musa. It cannot be Abu Musa. It has to be Abu Musa or Aba Musa or Abi Musa. So these are special five words and they vary a little bit from the main rule. The main rule was it has to be just light. But in addition to being light, it has to use one additional letter, either waw or alif or ya, depending on the status. If it mudaf is used in rafa status, it will be a abu. If it is in nasab status, then for the word abun will be aba, and in jar status will be abi, and similarly other words as well. So remember these words. Now, next one was sifa mausuf. What is sifa mausuf? In sifa mausuf, in most basic form, it will be consisting of two words. So it's again a pair of words. The second word will describe the first word. In this case, as-sirata means path. Al-mustaqima means straight. So the second part, second word, which is al-mustaqima, is describing the first one. And while translating, we translate the second word first, and the translation will be the straight path, or you can say the path which is straight. So there is a condition that, and in this case, we call them Mausuf Sifa. First word is Mausuf and second word is Sifa, and the fragment is called Sifa Mausuf. There is one condition these Sifa Mausuf, they have to meet. Huh? Anybody remembers what is that condition? They have to match in something. Musab, go ahead.
Must match in all four properties of ism.
What are those four properties?
Status, gender, number type.
Yeah, very good. Thank you. So this Masuf and Sifa, they have to match in both, they both have to match in all the four properties, status, gender, number, and type. The one being described, which is the Masuf, comes first, and the description comes after the Masuf. In English, the order is opposite, by the way. You know that already. The Masuf and Sifa must match in all of their four properties, and Masuf can have multiple Sifa. So Masuf will be only one, but it can have multiple Sifa. As the Sifa of a broken plural Masuf is generally singular and feminine. Why is that? Because the broken plural word is treated as singular feminine. So that is why its sifa has to be singular feminine. For example, sururun marfuatun. Sururun means thrones. Marfuatun means raised. So sururun is a broken plural, and therefore the sifa used for it has to be singular feminine. And that is the case with marfuatun. Raised thrones. Right, that's how it is. So this is sifa mausuf, and there are other words that can come in between mausuf and its sifa. They don't have to be next to each other. There can be other words. So there will be a mausuf and some other words and then a sifa. That is possible. But in mudaf mudaf ilayhi, the mudaf and mudaf ilayhi, they will have to be next to each other. There is no other word that can come in between. But in sifa mawsuf, other words can come in between. So this was sifa mawsuf. So we have revised what already? Mudaf mudaf ilayhi, and now we have revised sifa mawsuf. The third one is jar majrur, which is the simplest one. These words, bi, ta, ka, li, wa, fi, bi, ta, ka, li, wa, fi, min, an, ala, hatta, ila. These are 11 words. These are called jar. You may also call them harfu jar. Harfu jar. There are two ways you can call them. Typically, we call them jar. So each one of them is a jar. And whenever they show up, there will be an ism after it. And that ism will be in jar status because of this, because of the jar. Okay? For example, we have tarmihim bihijaratin min sijil. There are two jar here, bi and min. And in both cases, there is an ism after it. This is actually one of the identifying features of an ism, identification of an ism, I should say. Whenever the word after a jar is an ism. This is a way to recognize an ism as well. Anyway, B is a jar and hijaratin is in jar status because of it. And the fragment consisting of B and hijaratin is called jar majrur. Similarly, min is a jar and sijilin is in jar status because of it. And both of them together, they're called jar majrur, and this is a fragment. And remember, when you see a word in jar status, an ism is jar status, it will be in jar status because of one of the two reasons. Number one, it could be either a mudaf ilayh, and that is why it is in jar status, or there is a jar before it, because of which it is in jar status. These are the main reasons for, or the basic reasons I should say, for an ism to be in jar status. There is no third reason. These are the basic reasons for it. Alright, that was jar majrur. Ismul ishara musharun ilayh. Pointing nouns. There are pointing nouns for pointing to something close, and there are pointing nouns for pointing to something far. We know this. And everybody should memorize these words. If you haven't done that now, maybe this may be your last chance, because now we start learning something different from next class. So you will be catching up. So memorize these words. Haza is a singular masculine word, and it means this. And hazihi is with the same meaning but for a feminine. So haza, haulai, singular plural, and singular for feminine gender is hazihi. The plural is the same as the masculine one. And the dual are hazani, hazaini, hazaini. So how do you will read this? Haza, hazani, hazaini, hazaini, haulai. Hazihi, hatani, hataini, hataini, haulai. This is for pointing to something close. But when you are pointing to something far, then you use different words. Dhalika for masculine means that. Dhalika. If something is dual, there are two of them, then you say dhanika or zainika, depending on the status that you want to use. And ulaika is the plural. So zalik and ulaika, they are non-flexible. Similarly, haza and haulai and hazihi, they are non-flexible. They don't show their status. Whatever the status is, they are the same. For feminine, pointing to something feminine, you use the word tilka. Meaning is the same as zalika, that. And for pointing to something which is in two, tanika, tainika, tainika, and if it is plural, then you use the word ulaika. So the ulaika is the same word for masculine and feminine gender for pointing to something which is more than two. Alright, this is Ismul Ishara. So you know Ismul Ishara. So the fragment Ismul Ishara Musharun ilayhi generally consists of two nouns. A pointing noun, which is the first word, And there will be another noun after it, which starts with an al, and this is an additional al. This should not be the essential part of the word, like allazi. No, this should be an additional al. And that word with an additional al, which starts with an al, is called musharun ilay. And the two words together make a fragment, and that fragment's name is ismul ishara musharun ilay. Ismul ishara and musharun ilay, like sifa mawsuf, they should match or must match in all the four properties. Okay, status, gender, number, and type. Like hazal muslimu, it means this Muslim. This Muslim. If it was haza muslimun without al, then it will be this is a Muslim. That will be a sentence. But hazal muslimu is a fragment. It means this Muslim. And this fragment's name is ismul ishara musharun ilay. Alright. When the musharun ilay is a broken plural, the ismul ishara is generally singular feminine. So you know, because a broken plural is treated as singular feminine, so therefore to match in all the four properties, the ismul ishara has to be singular feminine as well. Like tilka rusulu. Tilka means that. A rusulu is a plural of rasul, but this is a broken plural, and that is why singular feminine tilka is used, right? But when we are translating, we will not say that messengers. No, English doesn't have this rule. So we will say those messengers. Those. Tilka literally means that. And it is used because a rusulu is a broken plural. And this is a ismul ishara, musharun lay. It means those messengers. All right. So now we need to identify. Based on this revision, based on what we have learned, we need to identify. First one, Ibadur Rahmani. What kind of fragment is that? Is it mudaf mudaf ilay? Is it sifa mawsuf? Is it jar majroor? Or it is ismul ishara musharun ilay? Ibadur Rahmani. Anybody who wants to volunteer, identify the fragment. Nobody. Okay.
I think mudaf alay,
Why you are saying that, Brother Arshad?
because it's light, the first word, and the second is in jar condition. Jar.
Yeah, and there is no al with ibada either, right?
Right. There is
Yeah.
light.
So therefore it meets all the three conditions, and therefore it is mudaf mudaf ilay. Next word, azabin alimin. Yusra.
It's very
Sorry.
It's very
Sifa mausuf. Why is that?
because it does not have an additional of
Yeah. Azab means punishment. Alimin means painful. How you will translate it?
painful punishment.
Very good. Good job. Sifa mausuf. Thank you. What's next one? Naru Jahannama. We need to figure out that one. Emma, what is it?
Um, it's mudaf mudaf ilayh.
Okay, so Naru is light, right?
Yep.
Does it have al with it?
No,
Is Jahannama in jar status?
I think so.
What is the nasab status of Jahannama?
Um,
What's our, how it looks like when it is in nasab status?
oh, yeah, sorry. Jahannam, I think.
Yeah, it is partly flexible. So Jahannamu, Jahannama, Jahannama. Nasab and jar is the same. It looks like the same. So it is actually in jar status. So what did you say again? What was it?
It was mudaf mudaf ilayh.
Mudaf mudaf ilayh. Very good. Kazalika. Next one. Kazalika. Muhammad Abdullah. Kazalika. What is it?
It's jar majroor
Why?
because of harf jar.
Which one? Which harf? Which is the harf jar here?
كذا
Ka.
ka
Ka. Ka. Bi, ta, ka. The harf jar ka is at the
Start.
Beginning. Because there is another ka here. Zalika. That is part of the word, right? So ka is jar, zalika is majroor. Then it is jar majroor. Zalika remains zalika. It doesn't change. It is not zaliku, zalika, zaliki. No. But over here, zalika is in jar status. Because rafa, nasab, and jar, it looks like the same. Okay, thank you. Rabbukum. Rabbukum. Tanjeen, what is it?
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
Rabbukum. That's that's mudaf ilayh.
Why?
Because there's a pronoun attached
Attached to what?
to the ism.
Very good. Remember, whenever a pronoun is attached to an ism, the resulting fragment is called mudaf mudaf ilayh. Simple as that. Good. Mudaf mudaf ilayh. Dhalikal kitabu. Dhalikal kitabu. Okay. No, not you. Not you. Okay, let me pick someone here. Sister Khairun Nisa. Dhalikal kitabu.
It's اسم الإشارة and مشار إليه.
Very good. Thank you. There is an al with this is ismul
Yeah.
ishara and there is a word with an al. So this is ismul ishara musharun ilayh. Very simple. Thank you. Brother Mia Hamid, what do you think? Hayati dunya.
Hayatul Dunya is mudaf alayh.
Yeah. Hayati dunya. Because hayati is light, there is no al with
Light.
it, and ad-dunya is in jar status. Ad-dunya is a non-flexible word. Rafa is dunya, nasab is dunya, jar is dunya. It doesn't change. All right, let's go to the breakout room now. We end our class here.